Sometimes pets have accidents, and sometimes they leave a mess behind, and the owners are embarrassed, and the dogs are embarrassed. And then what do you do? So I was really excited when I found Allie Smith today and that she was going to be able to come on our show. And the reason I was excited is because she has trained over 1,200 dogs. So she used to be a pet sitter, and then she moved into being a pet trainer. And she's got one of the best dog blogs that is up and running right now. And so she's got a wealth of information for us. And she's the owner of a company called Rebarkable. Isn't that a cool name? So please help me welcome Allie Smith to our show. How are
Hi.
you today?
Good. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really excited to get the opportunity to talk to your audience because I think, we all love our animals and we all want the best for them.
Well, aside from talking about cleaning up messes and things, can we talk about fur for a minute? Because
Yes.
many dogs have lots of fur. And
Mm.
one of the questions I get asked a lot from both homeowners and professional house cleaners is how on earth are we supposed to clean up all the fur? And it seems like there are times of the year when dogs even shed more fur than other times of the year. Can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that and
Yeah.
how we're supposed to manage that?
So this one's going to really be down to you knowing your client and knowing their dogs, essentially, because different dog breeds have different styles of coats. So your Yorkshire Terrier coat is not the same as your Beagle's coat, which is not the same as your German Shepherd's coat or your Husky's coat or any of those. So there's double coated breeds, which is your German Shepherd, your Husky, your Labrador, your Golden Retriever, and they're the breeds that you will not see really go to the groomer that often because they're meant to be your wear and tear dogs. They're meant to go out into the bush or out into the wild, whatever you're doing, and come back and they will shed the dirt naturally as they shed their fur or anything like that. Those dogs tend to be a bit grubbier to live with just because of that fact. Then you've got your hair-based coats like your Yorkshire Terrier, your West Highland Terrier, your most Labradoodles and Poodles and Bichon Frise, all those. And then you've got your short coat, slick coated dogs like Greyhounds, your most hound breeds, basically. And they all require different grooming practices. So
Mhm.
for your slick coated dogs, something like a rubber curry comb. It's not paid product placement at all. This is literally just stuff that I use with mine. This is a Kong Zoom groom, and it's basically just a rubber curry comb like you'd use on a horse. Really good for short fur and really good for guard hairs. So if you've got a German Shepherd as well, that will take out the long guard hairs. The fluffier stuff, the undercoat on your double coated dogs, you want something like that, which is a butter comb. That'll also work really well for your doodles and your poodles and your all your hair-based breeds because it's designed to go in close to the skin and lift. Do it gently. Please don't stress your dogs out too much. The other one that's really great for fluffy coats is something like that, which is just a pet teaser. And it's the same one that humans use. It's just been redesigned with a few little cute dog designs on the back. Exact same, but it works really well, as you can see, for the fluffy coats, which I literally was using this a little while ago because I decided it probably was best to come on this stream with my dogs defloofed. So yeah, the tools you use are really important. And, then your haired breeds probably go to the groomer more often too. So they're probably going
Mhm.
to create less floof. And then certain tools will pick up certain hair types better. So,
Mhm.
like my shark lift away, again, there is no paid product placement here. Please don't think that. But that for me works really well on my German Shepherd's hair. But my Roomba is really, really good at getting up the hound hairs, which are a slick coat. So yeah, it just depends. And sometimes it is like tinkering with the formula as to what works where. So, in a house that's like mine where you've got a mix of coats, you're going to want a mix of approaches. But if you
Mhm.
know that you're going into a home who's got 3 huskies and you walk in there and you know that they're shedding, book in more time because it will get under the sofas. It will stick on all the surfaces. It will do all of that. And I think if you actually say to the homeowner, hey, I know the season change is coming up. Do you want to keep me posted about fur levels? I will just book in an extra hour if that's okay and make sure that I can go through it thoroughly. Because most of us dog parents don't like the floof that our dogs put out, and we all kind of understand that, they do that seasonal shed. So the seasonality with your double coated dogs, again, your German Shepherds, your Labradors, your Huskies, etc., they will shed on the switch between hot and cold and hot. So spring and autumn tend to be like your peak seasons for fur. So we are right in one right now.
From the house cleaning
Mhm.
side of that, at the time the animals are shedding, that's also cobweb season. So the spiders will try to come in when the seasons change from hot to cold and cold to hot. And so
Okay.
that's a really good time to book in a deep cleaning where you're going to need some extra time for the shedding of the animals and then also for cobwebs and then other things, which lots of other bugs will then try to either come in out of
Perfect.
the cold or get out because it's too hot or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you speak to us for a second about how frequently you might comb a dog with those special brushes that you
Um,
showed us?
so I tend to do once a week, but again, it depends. So your Labradoodles and things, all of those sorts of coats, you're going to want to do almost daily, but you might just do like a leg every day because it can
A
be.
leg.
Well, it can be really stressful on the dogs because most dogs don't like being groomed, right? They don't really enjoy it. So if you sort of set a realistic like achievement and it's not, okay, you've now got to stand still, Fido, for the next hour whilst I comb you to oblivion. It can feel much more realistic for you and dog, so you can actually make the process more rewarding, part of your normal schedule. And if you just do like their back leg this day, their back that day, their stomach this day, you fill out the week, and then that way they're only getting like 10-15 minutes of actual grooming. So it just makes it a little bit easier on the dog. But the more you groom them and the more you get out of them, particularly like on the season changes, the easier it's going to be to keep it clean.
This has been really highly interesting. Thank you so much, Ali,
No
for joining
problem.
us today and for having this conversation. I want to thank all of you guys that joined us and have all of your comments here. If there's anything we missed, because we do have some here about anxiety and what happens with your dog, we will answer those questions for everybody that's watching the replay and also for those of you that joined us that we didn't get your questions answered. Thanks again for today. Until we meet again, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.
Thanks very much for having me.